Okay, so here's some tips on doing the water pump in a 2003 Ford F-150 5.4 Triton 7700. So when you're doing your water pump, you want to torque your water pump bolts to 19 foot-pounds. Double check those. Always double check on my torque settings, because I'm going off what the internet says, and you know that's not always reliable. So when you pull off your water pump, you're going to have your seal on your water pump. Here's the old one. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's due. See the seal? So on your new water pump, I use Sil Glide to lubricate this, okay? And then what you want to do on your housing, your water pump housing on the engine, you're going to take some steel wool and you're going to clean that housing. You'll see when you get the water pump off, you're going to clean that housing where that mating surface is between the water pump and the housing. It's like the first half-inch in, just that first half-inch. Clean that up, and then put some Sil Glide on your seal. Install your pump finger tight on the bolts, and then torque those crisscross. There's 4 bolts, one there, one there, one there, one there. Crisscross, and torque them down to 19 pounds. Now, your pulley, you're going to install that, and I don't remember the torque settings on this pulley, but you're going to get that tight, okay? Same thing, crisscross when you're tightening it down. I just plugged my weep hole. I don't want dirt and grime getting down there, direct seal from the inside. I don't neglect my vehicle, so I'm not worried about the water pump failing in the weep hole, blah, 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 blah. If I have a problem with my vehicle, I usually know about it within a day or two. So that's to prevent dirt from getting down in there, because the old water pump is all full of grime and dirt and God knows what. Look at the middle of the motor there. So I'm preventing that, and it's just the earplug. Now on your pulleys, you want to clean your pulleys. So I'm going to try and show you with one hand how to clean these pulleys. So you can take a drill with a small wire brush, and then you're going to go in here. You're going to take this, and you're going to go like this, watch. Clean all the crud off your pulleys. Come in on the side here now. I'm actually running that lower pulley at the same time I'm running that idler pulley. I'm running a tensioner pulley too. It's spinning. Watch. See? These were pretty bad. They had some old belt residue on them. Try not to beat up your radiator. These radiators are pretty tough in these vehicles, the OEM ones, by the way. So you want to make sure that these pulleys are smooth and there's no debris on them. So these were really bad. There was caked on belt residue on these and no more, right? So she's nice and smooth. Because if you get residue on here, it's going to cause a problem with the belt, right? Because the belt's got to run over the residue and it's just not good. Now if you have to, you can use a little bit, what do we got, 60 grit, very light pressure in the 60 grit before you use the wire wheel to knock down any large accumulations on those pulleys. But clean up your pulleys, and then we're fixing to install the alternator. So we've installed the AC compressor new, we've installed new thermostat, and water pump. Alternator is going to be new, upgrade to 130 amp. I believe it's 120 or 130 amp. And tomorrow we're dropping in electric fans in here. The Flexolite $600 fans. God, they want too much for this stuff. But anyway, at the end of the day, it's going to be good. We're going to have a top radiator hose that's going to be new. They're 20 bucks. The bottom radiator hose are 120. I've still got to inspect mine. If it looks good, I think I'm going to leave it. That's that one. 120 bucks for that one, by the way. So I'll clean it up and check it here shortly. It does look like we got a little bit of... I got to check it. Anyway, there it is. So just trying to keep up with the maintenance on this truck. She was putting out half cold air on the AC. We had 1 pound of pressure in there when the mechanics tested it at the shop to give it more coolant. Freon, and they said that was leaking out the main shaft of the AC compressor. So got a new compressor, like 250 bucks. And then as we got into that, I'm like, well, if we're already in here, let's just do the whole works. So It's getting harder and harder to find the OEM water pumps for these trucks. So if you've been thinking about it, you better jump on it. That's OE, Motorcraft. Same with the thermostat. And yeah, get her done. I think that pump and the thermostat from the dealership was $130. AC compressor, AutoZone, I forget. It was a shock. The power steering pump, as you know, we replaced just recently. AutoZone. And then the alternator is AutoZone. And let me see, I'll show you the box in the alternator. This alternator is easy enough to change out if it craps out. So this is the newer alternator. That's the new one. There's the old water pump. This is the number for the water pump right there. Make sure you get that number, and then for your gasket, one of these is a gasket. Try and help you guys out. Motorcraft. Not sure if that's the thermostat or the gasket. I think this is the thermostat, RT 1254. Okay. And then the gasket, I believe, is RG 571 gasket. There it is. So that's your gasket. The one I just referenced was your thermostat, and then that's your water pump. Now on the alternator, it's 130 amp or 120 amp. Let's see what she reads. She's going in next. So this is remanufactured. She's not giving me any numbers. Okay, let's go to the box. Quality built. Well, you know, there's a scary term when it comes to car parts. Okay. Remanufactured. MPA. Call before you return it. So that's it. The one we got. No amperage rating or nothing on here. I guess you'd have to look up the part number, but anyway, let's see what we got here. Meets or exceeds OE specs. So there it is. Let's see if they give any indication on the check the core. That's right, I got to return the core, don't I? I get some money back. Anyway, there it is. 120, 130 amp. We're going to need that because we're going to be running the Flexolite 270 dual fans. They push up to 6,500 CFM. I ain't playing around with that anymore. I'm done with it. So when I get the fans in, I'll do a video. And I'm going to do a video on the AC here shortly. I'll crawl under the truck because that AC compressor was not fun. And I'll give you some tips to save you some time. Over and out.